Gamer family. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Just come in here and be like, gamer family. Do nothing else.
While awaiting reinforcements, the Alliance predicts the Empire will continue to fortify its defenses at Fort Mercius. Knowing this risk, Claude and a select few advance, hoping to gain entry to the fort through deception.
What? Right into gameplay? Okay, fine. I'll stop watching Doctor Who. Only 11 units? Bruh. I just want to use my whole squad already. Oh, that's right. I forget. You start in a different place on this version of the map. And the Death Knight's in the middle of it. Okay, that's stupid. Oh, Claude's not even on the map yet. Flippin' great. Oh, wait a second. Is this the map where he starts up here? God damn it! I can't use the Vitz. Oh my god. I hate this game. I hate this game. I'm saying it. You can blame some random Redditor for making me extremely pissed off at this game right now.
General, reinforcements have arrived from the capital.
Okay, now
they
the
clashed
story's
with
in play.
Alliance forces in the outskirts of the city, but should enter the fortress soon.
You let them in? Make haste and slaughter them all.
Huh? Why?
They are enemies. Slaughter them all. I will not say it again.
We made it in. Professor, take control from the south. I have my own task to do from here. There are preparations to be made for our secret plan.
I see your skills haven't dulled yet, kiddo.
What did you expect? Everyone, listen up! From now on, the Almiran forces will be fighting by our side. We'll work as one, and we will bring down that fort together! An impregnable fortress is a wide-open prairie once you get inside. From here, we'll attack from the north and south at once.
No different than a prairie, you say? You've got a strange head on your shoulders, kiddo.
For Nadir the Undefeated, this should be as easy as a walk in a meadow, right?
Well, goddess or death god or whoever they may be, let's crush them to dust.
what's the point of stopping enemy reinforcements? Just kill the Death Knight. It's like
At the ready.
not that hard. Although I wish I got to like warp and do cool stuff with Claude, but I can't. Which means I'm going to have to do it with Byleth instead.
Steady now.
Yes, that one gets Lorenz.
Much.
Let's
How
make
far
this
can you
quick.
move? All the way over there. How far can
Shall
you
we?
move? All the way over there.
What's
So
my
if I do
strategy?
That. Then I could warp him all the way here. Let's start with that.
Stronger now. Whether I kill you or you kill me, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, Byleth just isn't nearly as good as Claude, so this may actually not work.
I'll do my best.
In which case, that's a huge L moment, and I blame the game.
Leave it to me.
So reliable.
So reliable.
Let's go.
Anyways, Seth, talk about something.
Shall we?
It's not a conversation.
Let me look up a topic.
Lamau needs a topic to look up.
My orders?
The time is ripe.
Like a fruit? Bro, he's already gonna start retreating?
It looks like they're abandoning the fortress and making an escape.
If you could have a
An end is
fictional
here and
superhero
now.
for a best
Come on,
friend, who
circle
would it
around
be?
and cut off his retreat.
Spider-Man. Duh.
What color would you choose to describe yourself?
Oh, what? That's an ugly color. Change this around. We'll use this shade of pink. There definitely isn't a reason. It definitely doesn't have a specific hexadecimal code that makes me pick it. Its hexadecimal definitely isn't 42069. No. Why would I pick a color with hexadecimal 42069? That'd like be unprofessional. So I definitely wouldn't do that. No. Why would I use such a unprofessional hexadecimal color code to describe myself?
If you desire
Oh, I won.
to slay me, follow. The appointed hour is at hand.
He's dead. I killed him.
I'm strong.
Dab on the haters.
He's hiding something. It's annoying to do what he's telling us to, but we don't really have a choice. After him.
So we actually just don't kill the Death Knight in this route. Yeah, some guy played every Fire Emblem game 10 times, and there's people that are getting really pissy that he put 3 houses at the bottom.
Run! We have to evacuate immediately!
It is worth knowing that I don't fully agree with the tier list myself. Like, Shadow Dragon's ridiculously low. Thracia and Engage are both too low. SOV is definitely too high in my opinion, but as a whole, it's a good baseline. Oh, Gaiden's also way too high. I like Gaiden. I think it gets a lot of undeserved hate, but way too high. Way too high. Same with Fire Emblem 3. Those definitely should be below 3 houses. And after playing Fate's Revelation, I don't know. I think I'd actually put 3 houses above it. Like, holy cow. That gameplay is so much worse than I remember. Oh my god.
Thank you so much.
Not Birthright. Birthright I like more
Hey,
than this
kiddo,
game.
what was with that javelin
Okay, time to
of
watch more Doctor Who.
light?
Javelin of Light. Well, that describes it pretty well. The fortress was supposedly impregnable, but look at it now. It's hard to imagine that the Empire would do something like that. But if not them, then who? And for what purpose? If they wanted to kill us,
Actually, I have
why
some
wait
YouTube
until
videos I
now
probably
to
should watch.
use
I
it?
haven't watched YouTube in ages.
We almost died just now, and without an answer to any of that. Speaking of unanswered questions, why is Nardell here? Care to explain? I get the feeling there's something you two are keeping from us.
I'll go ahead and see my subordinates off to Elmira, kiddo.
Wait, Nadir! Are you really just gonna leave me here and run away?
I hope to see you again, Judith. And you too, Professor. I'll be praying for your safety.
Nadir, are you saying that Nardell is actually Nadir the Unstoppable?
It's
I'm
actually
going back to
Nadir
Dr.
the
Who.
Undefeated. Almirans love grand titles.
I knew he was no ordinary person, but to think he was the great hero of Elmira.
Hey, can we really afford to be chatting right now? If another one of those javelins of light falls, we're all dead.
Claude, there are things I wish to ask you, but first we must hurry and withdraw.
Right you are. Come on, everyone. Let's hurry up and get out of here.
Claude, it is time for you to explain. Why are you so close with an Almiran general?
Well, he did quite a bit for me when I was younger.
When you were younger? So, before you joined House Regan? How and where did you meet him? There aren't many opportunities to meet a general from Almira in Fodlan.
If that's what you believe, it's only because that's what you've been led to believe. After all, we have Cyril here among our allies, and he was born in Elmira.
Hey now, don't drag me into this.
There's a big, wide world outside of Fodlan, and it's overflowing with different places and cultures. You think interacting with outsiders is odd, but isn't avoiding contact with the outside world far more unnatural?
Don't change the subject, Claude. To the people of the Alliance, the Almirans are...
It's true that there's a history of hostility, but why should that mean we're doomed to remain hostile forever? The Almirans aren't monsters. Just look at Cyril. Does he look like a monster to you?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Right, Teach? What did you think when you met Nadir? I'll tell him you said that. And I'm sure that if all of you got to know him, all of your preconceived notions would change too. I know you guys, and you aren't the type of people to reject someone without trying to get to know them.
But how did those Almirans even get past Fodlan's throat? I doubt my brother would just let them pass without saying anything.
Yeah, about that. I actually made sure your brother met Nadir in advance.
What? Lord Holst met with an Almiran general?
Oh, so that's why you were so interested in my brother. But wait, they're supposed to be bitter enemies. They've fought each other several times before.
I know, it was a big gamble. But rather than having me try to convince them myself, I knew it would be easier to just have them meet. They were taken aback at first, but sure enough, they hit it off. They were even drinking to their newfound brotherhood before parting.
It makes sense. If you take the greatest heroes away from the battlefield, of course they'll get along.
Fighting one minute and drinking together the next? Men are so weird.
Ultimately, someone's bloodline has nothing to do with the friendships they forge. Relations between the Alliance and Elmira is a matter we'll tackle in the future. Still, I want to take this opportunity to make one thing clear to all of you. After we defeat the Empire, I intend to tear down the walls that separate Fodlan from the outside world. I want to let people and goods come and go freely, and in doing so, eradicate prejudices about the outside world.
Huh?
Would it even be possible to achieve such a thing? It directly contradicts the Seros' tenets.
Does it? I'm not so sure. In any case, I'm prepared for the inevitable protests and criticism. New ways of doing things are always met with resistance. During our time at the Officers' Academy, all of you overcame the barriers of birthplace, status, and ideology. Having gone through so much with all of you, I have no doubt that, in time, you'll understand.
I guess there were a lot of different people there. People we wouldn't have met through the normal course of our lives.
Duscur once opposed the kingdom, but there was someone from Duscur there. Brigid once invaded the Empire, but the Brigid princess was there. We ate at the same table as those people. Sure, sometimes we didn't get along, but other times we helped each other out. Can we really draw a definitive line in the sand and say one group of people is all good and another all bad? If I can realize my dream, Fodlan will be reborn. The old age will end, and we'll welcome a new dawn.
But if...
Save your objections for another day, Gloucester boy. That said, there are more pressing matters to discuss. Our next step is to invade the Imperial capital, right?
That's right. I'm sure Edelgard is eagerly awaiting our arrival in Enbar. Reinforcements from the Alliance Lords should arrive soon. Let's make sure we're ready to greet them.
So, we're actually going to do supports now, YouTube, because we won't be able to do them at the end of the next chapter. Well, actually, we're going to do this first.
Part 2. Verdant Wind. Garland Moon. The Chaos of War. Claude's plan to call in all Myran forces succeeds, and the Alliance army captures Fort Mercius. Before they can celebrate their victory, javelins of light rain down from the sky and destroy the fort. Forced to temporarily evacuate, the Alliance army regroups at Garreg Mach until it is ready to march on Enbar, the Imperial capital.
It's almost time to invade the Imperial capital. We still don't know where Rhea is, but if she's alive, she's likely in Enbar. Hopefully we manage to find her without too much trouble. If the Empire has some reason to keep Rhea alive, then she's alive. I'm sure you must be anxious to see her again. Well, if that's what you want, I'll do my best to make it happen. But we're going up against Edelgard here. It won't be so simple.
Bruh, I can't watch the rest of the Dominators. It won't let me.
Our next stop is the Imperial capital. We've sure come a long
Actually,
way.
no. It just won't let me watch episode 4.
This is Garreg Mach. It's where we started.
I didn't mean literally, Raphael.
What the hell do I do?
Symbolically.
I can't watch one episode in the middle of a story. What?
It will not fail me. I am sure the rest of you all have
Thumbnail
their own reasons
image.
to fight as well. Of course, I understand that the fight will not end until we defeat the Empire. And now the time has arrived at long last to march on the
Wait,
Imperial
what the
capital and defeat the Emperor.
It really gets you thinking, doesn't it? We all come from different places and have different goals and dreams. But thanks to those two, we were all able to come together and overcome all sorts of challenges.
You are referring to Claude and the Professor, I assume? Even within our own odd group, those two are particularly unusual.
Oh, so you are aware that you're odd.
Well, it was simply a figure of speech. I am speaking about Claude and the Professor right now. They're like the wind and the trees.
Huh? Claude and the Professor are? What does that even mean? And who is which?
Oh, I was just thinking that if we're the birds, then those two are like the trees and the wind. The Professor is a great tree that kindly embraces us and watches over us as we perch on its branches. And Claude is like the wind, pushing us forward as we soar across the open sky.
The metaphor about the Professor is solid, but I think Claude just blows us around on a whim. Still, we owe him a lot.
I think that's beautiful, Marianne. I can really picture it. When this war is over, I'd love to paint a picture of those two. Oh, and of all the people we've fought with as well.
You mean like a historical painting? I like that. Maybe our descendants will look at it a long, long time from now.
I must say, that piques my interest. I look forward to seeing how you portray my valiant efforts.
When you put it that way, we may be witnessing one of the greatest events in Fodlan's history. It's a lot of pressure, but the sense of duty I feel is even stronger than the fear.
I'm just happy to be here with all you. I won't get scared, no matter what we face.
We have our goal. Enbar, the Imperial capital. Let's get to work.
Okay. Please, 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 please. Where are you? Ah! Okay, let's just do some supports. You know, Epic Gamer supports. We're doing like 6 or something. I don't know. We'll start with Claude Hilda.
I feel like I'm drowning in responsibilities. Claude, take my mind off it all. Regale me with another of your weird childhood stories.
Okay, then. How about an old story from a foreign land that my dad told me when I was a kid? Once upon a time, there was a white camel that got separated from his herd.
I'm so happy for that white camel. I really thought he was gonna die.
Was that story really worth bawling your eyes out over?
It was wonderful. Don't you know how moving that story is?
You know, I never thought much of it until today. But seeing you bawling like that, I do appreciate it a little more now.
What's that mean?
Well, you're always fake crying, aren't you? Getting all misty-eyed to make people think you're a delicate flower?
What? You're awful. I only cry when I'm sad.
Claim what you like, but I can spot real tears from fake tears any day of the week. Fess up.
If you understand me so well, maybe it's because you're no different.
How's that?
When you smile or laugh, it's not sincere. I can tell. I've only seen you genuinely smile a handful of times. Like when you're talking to the professor.
Wow, good one, Hilda. You hit me right in the gut. I guess you're right. I'm not so different from you in that way. But how did you come to realize that? Have you been watching me that closely?
I'm afraid so. My eyes seem to wander toward you of their own accord. What? Hold on. Forget I said that. I didn't say that.
Nope, no can do. Forgetting isn't something this crafty brain of mine is capable of. Besides, my eyes have a tendency to wander in your direction too. How else do you think I found out about your fake crying?
Huh? What are you getting at?
Say, Hilda, once everything's settled down, do you want to come meet my parents? I mean, don't get the wrong idea, you just seem interested in my family. Besides, you've opened up to me quite a bit, but I still haven't let you in on my own secrets. If you meet my parents, I think you'll understand, though it might come as a bit of a surprise.
Your family? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious.
Well then, if neither of us changes our minds before the opportunity presents itself, let's agree to go visit my home together.
Although, if it's a long journey, my brother...
Damn, this support is so long.
True.
Will the
That
Doctor Who
might be
episode
a
work
tough nut
now?
to crack. As tough as Fodlan's locket.
Okay, I actually have a secondary question. Can I open it up on my phone? That would be really funny. I guess I just did another Hilda one.
Hey,
Oh well.
Raphael, I finally finished that necklace for you. Here you go.
Huh? Oh! Whoa! This is incredible! And so shiny. You're like an artist, Hilda. How'd you do this?
Just like I told you, I put the flowers and the shiny rocks in a bottle, and then poured in some resin to preserve everything. I thought the flowers you had were looking a little pathetic, so I added a few of my own. It was hard work, making sure the flowers and the stones were spread evenly, getting rid of the air bubbles.
What's this? The part you hang around your neck? I thought you used the one I gave you.
The Dominators episode 4 just
That's a
doesn't
cord I
work.
braided.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to use
Time to
metal,
read a
but
synopsis.
Some people are allergic to
YouTube.
metal, so I figured better safe than
It
sorry.
really decided to dominate me
You didn't give me much to
by
work
not
with,
working.
And look what I pulled off. I am a miracle worker.
It's gorgeous. Beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. Thank you, Hilda.
Whoa, hold up. What's with the blubbering?
It's just... I bet my sister never got anything so pretty in her whole life. She's had to deal with so much because of me. I never got her anything this nice and cute before. She's gonna love it and be so happy.
Okay. Yes, okay, that's enough. Come on, you're embarrassing me here. If you're really that happy, I'm glad I put some effort into something for once.
Don't you always put effort into things?
That's sweet of you, but no, I don't want to put in effort and then disappoint people. It's dispiriting, not to mention tiring.
But if they're not disappointed, then they'd feel great, and you'd feel great too.
Yeah, you have a point there. I guess I'm realizing that now. You know, thanks to you, I'm starting to see things from my brother's perspective.
What do you mean? Do you have a big bro too?
I do. I've always thought of him as an overprotective nuisance, but now I feel thankful. Looking at you, I couldn't help but think, sometimes big brothers are okay.
I didn't do anything special though. It's natural for a big bro to look after his little sis. Oh, that reminds me. I still haven't found anything special enough to repay you for the necklace. I got an idea though. How about I help you make a tough-looking necklace for your big bro?
No need. I have a better idea. When the wars simmer down, why don't you and your sister come visit me?
Really? That's it?
Yeah, I want to make sure it suits her. And then I can adjust the cord if I need to.
Of course we'll come visit. I told my sis all about you, and she already wants to meet you.
Well, good. I look forward to it. In the meantime, hold me close to your heart.
What?
That's what the necklace would say if it could talk. Hold me close to your heart. Baldy? Still training at this hour? How unexpectedly diligent of you.
Ah, Hilda! How are things? Anything of note to report?
No? I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, I don't know. You haven't been approached by any lovelorn goons lately, have you?
Now that you mention it, it's been a few days since any guys have flirted with me.
Fantastic, they got the hint.
Whoa, wait a second. Are you pulling some weird prank on me?
Of course not. I'm just doing my best to keep my promise to Holst, that's all.
Oh, not this again. That was ages ago. I'm sure my brother's forgotten all about it.
Dead wrong, pal. I actually had the chance to see him recently, and he had a new request for me.
What? He told you to get rid of any guys who show interest in me so that I stay your innocent little sister forever?
That's extreme, Hilda. You really think he'd do something like that?
Fair point.
That's true.
What was the request?
My neck
Guys
hurt
here
from
have
that
the
one.
gall to consider you a potential bride. It's my job to test them, see if they're worthy.
I don't like where this is going.
Since Holst isn't here to do the honors, I've spread the word that nobody is fit to marry you unless they can defeat the great king of grappling in a fight.
What?
Copper, what are you doing?
Exactly the same as getting rid of them.
How so? It only eliminates the
No,
guys who
I
are
didn't
dumb
want to
enough take
call.
up
I
the
didn't
challenge.
call you. I was asking what you were doing. There's a difference, Copper.
Beat the stupendous king of grappling or
You're what?
whatever.
That's why I leveled the playing field by allowing sneak attacks.
You look
Plenty have already
sad.
tried their luck.
Actually, you don't look sad, but
One
you look
guy
like you
actually
wanna.
tried to strangle me in my sleep.
Wow.
I'll just
a
have to
sleep strangler. He sounds
get
like
protection since you're wet.
And that's why I've been training so much. Can't let you end up with some weakling after all.
This is madness. If you keep
There.
getting stronger,
I'm
there won't
safe
be anyone
from
who
a
fits
wet
the
dog.
bill.
I know I already did a thumbnail
You
image,
spent
but I
your
need to
whole
do a
life
new one
searching and
now.
never find a match for Balthus the Great. The only people who stand a chance are Holst and me.
To prove that you're worthy of
I just do a neutral expression in every thumbnail now.
yourself.
Hi, Copper.
I always knew I was my own worst enemy. One day I'll finally meet my equal in battle. Me.
So you're going to punch yourself out? Is that your idea of a romantic gesture?
When that fateful day arrives, Hilda, I want you to know that I intend to keep my word.
Huh. A girl could do worse, I suppose.
I don't really know if I have a comment on that support.
I wasn't paying attention. I know for a fact I don't.
Cyril,
Hmm.
how was your bow training?
I was too
Basically, Balthus started hitting on Hilda.
Oh.
It feels a lot easier to ready the bow lately.
Well, I took a selfie with
That is a
Copper.
nice thing to be hearing. You have my support with your efforts.
I sent it to
I
you.
do?
Yes. I am always cheering you on. I am long feeling a great affinity with you. Our positions are dissimilar, but our situations have great similarities. That is why I am always trying hard to be supporting and protecting
I love how
you.
you don't even ask about the goggles.
You've been cheering me on all along?
Yeah, what are
That's
the
nice to
goggles
hear.
for?
Well,
I
in
said
that
I need
case,
protection because a
I'll
wet
support
dog
you
was
too.
getting on me.
You will? That gives me great joy.
It makes you happy? It's gonna sound funny, but hearing you say that makes me feel happy too. You know, I just realized that there's... Well, when you talk, it's kind of powerful. It's like everything you say feels real nice and reassuring. Just listening to you makes me feel better about everything. I think it's a special talent you have.
Words can be said by anyone. Alone, they are without power. What is meaningful is how you are feeling. I am hoping I can learn to use words well, to convey my feelings. That is my wish. I am still learning. My words are not coming out as properly as I am wanting.
Maybe the words aren't, but the feelings behind them are. I really do think you're special. Now that I know you're supporting me, I'm going to work real hard not to let you down. And, I hope someday I can get strong enough to inspire you the same way you inspire me.
You have already been achieving that goal. You already have great strength.
Time to do an
You
Alex
really think
point.
so? Nah, I still got a long way to go. I'm not tough enough to match you yet, so I'm gonna get stronger. Stronger and stronger so I can support you forever.
Stronger and stronger? So you can be supporting me forever?
Yeah.
Sounds like
Forever
something
and ever.
character AI would say.
Even when I am being an old woman? It will be a difficulty then.
Sure. Even when you're an old woman, I'll be an old man right beside you, doing my best.
Old woman Petra and old man Cyril supporting each other. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, that does sound nice.
Did you want something, Professor Hanneman?
Ah, Lysithea. Thank you for coming. First, I ask that you allow me to apologize. I fear I hurt you with my insensitive words. I have failed you, not as a researcher, but as a human being.
I'm the one who should apologize. I'm sorry for being rude to you. Anyway, I'll keep going along with your research. I have to be on my way now.
Please, Lysithea, a moment more. I did not call you here simply to apologize. I told you once that you were an exquisite subject for my crest research. Why? Because there are no records of any other person ever having borne 2 crests.
Correct.
We cannot say anything for certain about the makeup of your body. Therefore, it seems hasty to conclude that overcoming your shortened lifespan is an impossible feat.
What is it you're implying?
Lysithea, what is my field of study?
Crestology, of course.
Indeed, and the goal of my field is to unravel every single mystery crests might conceal. Someday, I even hope to devise a means to bestow a crest upon any who desires one.
Why would you want to do such a thing?
Because I despise this world in which the presence or absence of a crest can determine a person's worth.
Huh.
However, if artificially implanting a crest causes too great a toll on the subject, it would be useless. As such, reducing the strain of crests on the human body is one of my research goals. Understanding how to implant a crest might also lead to the knowledge of how to remove them, yes?
Do you think removing a crest could mean that they won't suffer from its effects any longer?
What I am trying to tell you is, the question of whether your lifespan can be restored is entirely within the scope of my research.
Could you really do that?
It is difficult to say for sure. But as long as the possibility exists, I will continue to seek it. Lysithea, let me ask you once more. Will you assist me in my research?
Professor Hanneman, I think I'm the one who should be asking for your help, really. Anyway, I'm sick of a crest determining a person's worth, too.
Ah, is that right? Perhaps you would even like to begin studying crestology yourself. I think you would make a fantastic apprentice. A life devoted to research is a noble life, you know.
If you do manage to restore my lifespan, I'd certainly think about it.
I will hold you to those words. Ah, I see a fine future ahead of us.
Listen carefully, Cyril. This is important. Are you interested in becoming a better archer?
Yeah. I always want to get better.
Good. Then you need to find another teacher.
What? Why would I need another teacher?
Because I said so.
Have I done something wrong, Shamir?
Not at all.
Why do I need a new teacher then?
I simply have nothing left to teach you.
Nah, that can't be true.
It is. Your fighting style is fundamentally different from mine. I'm a sniper. I find a secluded spot on the battlefield and pick my enemies off one by one. But you're a harrier. You weave in and out of the battlefield, assailing the enemy with rapid fire.
A sniper and a harrier?
Correct. And your progress has revealed where your strengths lie. I've taught you as much as I can. You'll have to find a teacher who specializes in your tactics if you wish to grow.
No, you're my teacher. That's how I want things. I don't know about specializations or whatever, but I know I don't want a different teacher.
Then you'll never improve.
I'm fine with you, and I don't want anyone else. I only want you, forever and ever.
Okay, Cyril, let's forget this conversation ever happened. And thank you. Now, stop standing around. We've work to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think we're going to do one more support. But I don't think we've really done a whole ton of Leone ones. We'll do Leone Shamir, sure.
Whew. Guess that's enough for now.
You're improving, Leone. No doubt a result of your new training routine.
Right, about that. I've been doing everything you said, but...
Something wrong?
Not with my archery, but... I'm not getting any better at dealing with bugs. Even with all the practice, I just can't bring myself to look at a real live spider.
You're still aiming at the spiders I instructed you to draw? Let me see one.
Sure. Here.
What is this?
What do you mean, what is it? It's a spider.
Ah, yes. I see now. It's quite... well, it's...
What's so funny?
I'm sorry. I lost my composure for a moment there. Your drawing is absolutely ridiculous.
Ridiculous? That's what they look like, isn't it?
Do you know how many legs a spider has? Or what its body looks like? Or ever seen one at all?
I just told you I can't even look at the little monsters.
A lack of subtlety no doubt learned from your former mentor. Regardless, aiming at this target won't help you overcome your fears. Here, use one of my drawings instead. Consider it an apology for my outburst.
Oh, why did you have to be so detailed?
This much detail is necessary if you wish to identify your enemy's weak points.
Oh, it's too much. I can't stand the sight of it.
This is guaranteed to help overcome your fears and improve your archery in the process.
So, archery's secondary now, is it?
You want to be a peerless mercenary, right? You'll never accomplish that if you're afraid of something as innocuous as a bug.
When you put it that way, I guess I'll have to. Okay, Shamir, you've talked me into it. First, I'll take out the drawings, and then I'll move on to the real thing.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing fewer spiders around here.
Woot, 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 woot. This is where we pause my lovely gamer family so that I can do all the in-between chapter stuff. Yeah, pog. Hi, gamer family. As you can see, the month isn't over, but you know what? Fuck this. We are hitting... Actually... I have just learned that Ignatz needs lances, not swords, for Bow Knight. That's why he can't go in the Bow Knight. I'm hitting the giant ass rest button, something I haven't done all series. But I just don't want an auxiliary battle. I don't. Me no want to. Me ready to do anything else besides auxiliary battle. I did promote Hanneman
You're welcome.
After making preparations at Garreg Mach, the Alliance army marches to Enbar, the Imperial capital. In response to the Alliance's movements, Emperor Edelgard orders her trusted retainer, Hubert, as well as the Death Knight, to the front lines to meet the Alliance army head-on. The two forces clash in the city streets.
The chaos of war.
There it is. Enbar. The Imperial capital and the largest city in all of Fodlan.
It's not just big. This city was designed to protect the castle where the Emperor lives. It's as though the city itself is a massive stronghold.
They surely noticed us approaching some time ago, and yet...
Our scouts confirm the citizens haven't been evacuated. They're being kept in town.
I've got to hand it to Her Imperial Majesty. Using her citizens as a shield to protect the castle takes some resolve.
I suspect those mages will be lurking within as well.
Troops deployed to other areas are also returning.
If we don't conquer the city quickly, things will get complicated fast.
Lady Rhea, please be safe.
We've kept the Empire waiting long enough. Onward!
So, something I kind of touched upon with Seth earlier when we were off camera is, while we were in between, I was watching a video about, I actually want to be able to say his name because he actually does make pretty good Fire Emblem content. He's my favorite Fire Emblem video essay guy. So I actually want to say his name. Yeah, I'm shouting out person instead of a font website this time. I know, right? Actual Lizard. I like his his Fire Emblem video essays. I think he makes the best Fire Emblem video essays out there today. I think he makes the best ones. And the video I was watching in particular was him talking about like what makes a good Fire Emblem map, or at least and he was mostly talking about early game stuff, which just got me going of like, what does make a good one? And you know, there aren't good Fire Emblem maps. They're all, anyways. Jokes aside, I guess I'm putting. Oh yeah, I need to reclass Claude still. And then, yeah, so everyone down there is a mounted unit, so it'll be really easy to get up. And it really got me thinking of like, I know I've talked a little bit on the channel about Fire Emblem late game and how I feel like there's like a late game curse in most Fire Emblem games. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about like, how even some of my favorite early games have really bad late games. I'll bring up Engage first,
the enemy forces, but the Death Knight's also with them. We'll have to take care of both of them, but we won't have time to mop up all the enemy units. We'll have to split
Death
up and
Knight's
take them
like
on at the same
Voldemort.
time, or risk being
Always
overrun
gets
by their
defeated, but still keeps coming back.
Just like everyone in this game, let's be honest.
Here, the crest of flames banner. There.
That's one of the things I hate about this game's story. Engage also has that issue. Let's be honest though. Engage's story has all the issues of Three Houses stories without a lot of the good things that Three Houses story.
Death upon the enemy until they are silent as the grave. Reinforcements will fly in short.
I'll stick to
Defend the
that
heavy weapons
comment,
until they
actually.
arrive.
I like Engage way more than this game, but it definitely has all the issues that this game's story does. Anyways,
At the ready.
Engage. I'm actually talking about it. I'm talking again. Late game. Engage has one of the best early games in the entire franchise, in my opinion. I adore its early game. It is absolutely phenomenal. In the early game, I can't think of a bad
My
map.
turn?
Yeah, Chapter 2 is a little okay at best.
What's
So
my
that's-
strategy?
That's the weakest map in the entirety of its early game. It's Chapter 2. Chapter 1 is, I mean, I guess Chapter 1 and 2 are both fine at best.
Shall we?
But Chapter 3 is great. It has a lot going on, and it forces you to use weapon effectiveness well, and it's like, okay,
Let's go.
you've got to use an emblem for a little bit. You better actually know how to use that well, or else you're going to struggle on the map. And then there's Chapter 4, which is just a brilliant
orders?
map. Chapter 5 is another map of, do you know how to use your emblems effectively? Let's find out.
Let's make this quick.
And if the answer is yes, you know how to use your emblems effectively, the map won't be very hard. If you don't know how to use your emblems effectively, you're going to get screwed in the ass. They're great maps. Chapter 4, though, in particular, is a map that I really want to, like, sing praises on. Because it is the map that is truly splendid as far as Engage's early game. Radiant Dawn is another example. Radiant Dawn is my second favorite Fire Emblem game of all time. I love Engage, but it has slipped a bit in my top 5 just because, well, it has my favorite gameplay in the franchise. Its story is much weaker than other games now, and I don't think its gameplay is that much better than something like Radiant Dawn for the most part. Radiant Dawn's early game, I'd argue, is my favorite early game in the franchise, though. I think Chapter 4 of Engage and Chapter 5 as well is really good. Chapter 4 of Engage, I consider to be the definitive early game Fire Emblem map. It is splendid. It is wonderful. Everything that I love. It has a lot going on. It teaches you a bunch of mechanics, and it is fun. Radiant Dawn has so many... Oh, wow, he moves. It has so many bangers in the Dawn Brigade. I think the biggest issue I have with that early game is it definitely doesn't expect Radiant Dawn to be your first Fire Emblem game. But it's also a direct sequel, so why should it?
So close.
Hanneman, can you kill Death Knight? That'll be really fun. Let's do it. Of all people to kill Death Knight. And the final game I'm going to mention in this part is Conquest.
I could go.
I think Conquest, gameplay-wise, is the most overrated game in the franchise.
Just Hubert left to deal with.
We are taking heavy losses. We need more troops.
Like, it is not bad at all. Conquest has some really good maps, particularly its early game. The early game in Conquest is, dare I say, my third favorite early game in any Fire Emblem game. You may be like third favorite. What else is higher? Engage, Radiant Dawn, and Thracia. Those are the ones I like more. Maybe Path of Radiance as well. But it has a splendid early game. And it peaks. And Conquest peaks with its mid-game. Its mid-game is also really good. It's once you get to around Chapter 16 that, to me, Conquest starts losing its steam and not being good anymore. But right off the bat, you start off with a map where it's like, oh yeah, you want to actually have units? Well, you don't. You have Corrin. And you slowly get more and more of your army to join you. But you have to keep guard, and you have multiple different ways to approach that one map. Are you going to feed all your XP to Corrin, or are you going to try to spread it out to units like Arthur? And then you slowly get more and more units. And you get a bunch of really fun maps, introducing more and more of what to expect with Conquest. And then you get to Chapter 10, the ultimate defend map in Fire Emblem. The ultimate map in Fire Emblem. One of the greatest maps in the franchise. Where it has, to me, all the things I love about Engage Chapter 4. A lot going on. Reasons to rush villages. You get a bunch of units. But you also gotta be careful with your units, because as you get more units, you also gotta be careful where you put your brand new units. Because you know how you get a bunch of those fancy flyers? There are ballista and archers that will kill your fancy flyers if you don't place them carefully. And it's just a wonderful map. I'll talk about Thracia separately. But now I want to talk about late games of all the those 3 games I mentioned, and why the late games in all of them are really not good. I'll talk about Engage first. I think out of the 3, Engage has the best late game. I think just the idea of emblems as a whole helps keeping it fresh. But once you get all your emblems back, hell, before that, when you only need 1 emblem left, that's where it falls down. Is now you essentially have the full toy kit. You can do everything you wanted. But that's not the issue. The hide and seek map I actually really enjoy. And I'd say that's the last. There's only one more map after it that I truly think is great after the hide and seek map. Which is Chapter 25, which I don't see people talk about a whole lot, mostly because I don't know. I think it's a pretty controversial opinion. I've seen a lot of praise to Chapter 25, but I've also seen people hating it. That's the map where, like, if you don't hurry, you are dead. That's the map that Seth plays fast. But you just got a lot of ultra gimmicky maps out of nowhere. Enemy spam.
I must pull through.
And essentially a wide open field in the case of Chapter 21. And they're just, the maps ain't interesting at this point in time. They're boring. Like, the Engage's mechanics also just don't do anything. They're just not fun. Radiant Dawn's issue is enemy spam, where pretty much every single map uses the route win condition. Route win conditions, I think, are fine if they're not like every damn map, which unfortunately Radiant Dawn kind of stoops to. If it weren't for Part 4, I'd actually say Radiant Dawn has my favorite game to play in the franchise. But Part 4 is abysmal. Abysmal! Some of my least favorite maps in the franchise, which is a shame because Radiant Dawn has some of my favorite maps in the franchise just a couple chapters earlier. You know, like Part 3 Endgame, I adore. I love that map. It is one of my favorites. And so to go from it to 4 Part 1 is unfortunate.
I can't die yet.
These enemies disagree with you, actually. They say you can die yet.
Appreciate that.
Boom. Yeah, I didn't realize how yeeted you'd get, Lysithia. I'm a little beaten up right now. Mostly because this army up here in the north isn't doing well. Conquest! Oh, I just hate Conquest as late game. Ninja Hell onwards, I think...
I have no regrets.
Can I just say how much I hate demonic beasts and find them so just not interesting in the slightest? And the fact that there's so many of them in the late game here. I'll get to this game in a second. That's all I can say.
Still in it.
Let's make this quick.
Steady now.
There's more to be done.
I just don't find it's fun. It becomes gimmicky to me with, first of all, Ninja Hell's I just don't think it's a fun map.
Shall we?
Then you get super delightfully fun maps like the Hinoka map. When I say delightfully fun, I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Is it the worst thing in the world? No. But is it actually a fun map?
What's my
I wouldn't
strategy?
say so, no. I'd say the opposite. I'd say it's not a fun map.
Let's go.
Sorry, I'm just killing this thing first so I can think. The Ryoma map's not very fun. The Sakura map's not very fun. Chapter 26 isn't very fun. The end game sucks, in my opinion. Like, damn, I just rolled all over the game. The late game. I just don't. Ew. And then you have the I can't remember what they're called. The furry map. You have the furry map, and I hate that one too. Because they have like the pass skill is so annoying, and the fact that you can't even attack them all every turn is so flipping annoying. Like, bruh. I hate that schlock so much. And I just don't find it fun, which is a shame because the early game is really good. That's why I don't love Conquest as much as a lot of people do on the internet, YouTube. I just can't stand its late game. It has all my least favorites. Fire Emblem 6. It's one that it has map design that's either love it or hate it. I personally enjoy the map design. And I don't think the map design really goes through massive quality swings a ton. Is it late game, quote unquote, good? Chapter 23, I'd say, sucks balls. But I think it uses... It takes what makes other late games really bad and to me makes it a lot more fun. Like Chapter 21 is a giant-ass map with a bunch of enemies. But the amount of enemies that are on the map depends on you, the player. Because there's not a ton to start with. It's all based on reinforcements.
Leave it to me.
Which means depending on how safe or careless you play the map, you may have a harder or an easier time. Which I think is a fun idea. And while it's not perfect, I genuinely do enjoy the map. And I guess the reason why I truly love Fire Emblem 6 is it just feels to me really fun to play. And like I don't always have rhyme or reason for liking some Fire Emblem games over
I'll do my
others,
best.
particularly with Binding. I've always enjoyed its map design. And the good reason of that is I don't really think the late game's that much worse than the early game. Mid game is still peak for the most part. Early mid game in particular is still peak. I don't really notice that much of a quality shift, which is really epic. Three houses. I don't like the early game. The mid game is okay, and the late game is ass. Why? Well, I just don't like a lot of the mechanics in Three Houses. I don't like reclassing. I don't like how this game does it. I don't like reclassing. So why don't I hate Shadow Dragon? Because Shadow Dragon feels really good to play. And there's a lot more fun in the. I just find the class system more fun to begin with, even with reclassing. I like the items system a lot more. I like the map design a lot more. So while I don't really like reclassing, it doesn't ruin that game. And as much as I don't like reclassing, it's not the issue with this game. Battalions are such a cool idea, but I find Gambits more annoying than anything else to deal with.
We have reinforcements coming in from another direction. Deploy them as soon as they arrive.
This game has...
It's over, lapdog. Your military
like,
rule is at its end.
FE4 size maps, except Gambits are annoying.
Ooh, that sounds painful.
And you don't have villages. There's no reason to hurry in Three Houses maps. There's no incentive for playing in a way that isn't turtling. So I don't know, something about this game's gameplay rubs me the wrong way, and I just don't like the late game. Because it just has such stat inflation. There, we're done. Map's over.
Her victory is everything.
Well done, everyone. Now we can break through into Anbar. We need to hurry up and attack the palace to block Edelgard's movements. We've made it this far. Somehow. Edelgard is probably looking down on us from somewhere in that castle.
I wonder if she's panicking or just smiling smugly.
From this point on, she'll be giving it her all too. Expect her to be tougher than the last time we fought. This battle will settle things once and for all. We'll attack as soon as everyone is ready. Huh? Is that you, Dedu?
I heard the Alliance's army had entered the city. I've been searching for you ever since. I arrived not long after the battle at Gronder Field. I am here to kill Edelgard.
Well, if you want to fight alongside us, we'd be more than happy to have you.
We fight for different objectives. I swore to offer Edelgard's head to His Highness. But should I fail, I will have no choice but to entrust that mission to you.
Yeah, so why won't he join us? Like, we're
This is the
fighting
information I have
Edelgard. This
gathered
is
during my
stupid.
time
This
in
is
hiding
stupid.
here.
It's
It
stupid.
includes
This is
details
stupid.
about the inside of the castle.
I appreciate this, but what do you plan to do? Don't tell me you plan to go alone.
I've done what I came here to do. Farewell.
Hey! Wait! He's gone. He's just as hard to understand as his liege was. The time has finally come, my friend. Once we win this fight, the Empire will fall. The subject is heavy on my mind. Odd as it sounds, I believe the forces responsible for destroying Fodlan are also responsible for protecting the livelihood of its citizens. Everything, even the land itself, has been harmed by the chaos of war. Restoring it will be no easy feat. To do that, the first thing we need to think about is a new ruling system for all of Fodlan. As usual, we're on the same page. I was thinking the same thing. Even if the Alliance Lords and any remaining influential nobles were to divide up dominion of all of Fodlan, they would simply pursue their own interests. Another war would be inevitable. That's why there needs to be a powerful ruler who stands above them all and unifies Fodlan as one nation.
It's so tempting to do the middle one for fun.
If it means I can lead Fodlan to a better future, I wouldn't mind that at all. My dreams await in a future where Fodlan is no longer ravaged by war. There are things I want to see with you someday. I'll keep thinking about the best way to achieve that goal. Whatever we decide to do, we can't do it until we defeat the Empire. Fodlan can't welcome a new dawn until we win the war. Let's prepare as best we can.
I think this is where I'm ending the video. It really depends if this goes right in the story, because I know there's no monastery here.
Part 2. Verdant Wind. Garland Moon. Conclusion of the Crossing Roads. On the streets of the Imperial capital, Alliance forces crush Edelgard's army and take up the perimeter of the Imperial Palace. The time has come to face Emperor Edelgard and to free Rhea from her clutches.
Is everyone ready? The objective of this battle is to defeat Edelgard and rescue Rhea. According to the information Dedue gave us, the throne room is directly north of the castle's main entrance. It's safe to assume that's where Edelgard is. She's a fellow student to all of us. If there's a path that we can walk together, that would be preferable. But that all depends on Edelgard. If she won't yield, then that's that. If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill her. I ask that you and everyone here prepare yourselves to do the same.
Understood. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we are prepared.
The future of the Alliance. No, of Fodlan is at stake. I have been prepared for this my whole life.
Captain Gerald taught me that indecisiveness is a weakness. One must cast aside their doubts before fighting.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if she took one look at my overstuffed muscles and surrendered in tears then and there.
I really hope that Edelgard will yield.
Edelgard is a stubborn one. I don't think she's likely to surrender.
Goddess, please protect us.
I'll fight with all I got to save Lady Rhea.
Satisfied yet, boy? Everyone made up their minds a long time ago.
Okay, let's get started. We're yours to command, my friend. Everyone, take your positions. The battle is upon us.
Oh, yeah, of course it goes right into map. We're not doing that today. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, YouTube, I have over 1 million gold. Gamer family, this is it! Yeah, threw my hat. And I'm gonna throw you too! Yeah! Okay, and that's where it ends, Alex. That's where you need to make sure you need to end the video. When I say I'm gonna throw you too, then I like go out of frame. Yeah. Sex.